True story. RGG EDU co-founder Robert Grimm once saw the great Eric Clapton in concert with surprise guests Mark Knopfler and percussionist Philip Collins. I'm serious, this is a true story. He was so compelled to dance with the musical trio that he jumped on stage only to be violently apprehended by security and spent the night in a minimum security holding cell. He never finished the concert. What a shame. Welcome to the RGG EDU podcast, where we talk a little photography and drink a lot of whiskey.
Season 5 of the RGG EDU podcast is brought to you by Me Video, who starts each day with one simple goal: to create really well-made, easy-to-use travel tripods in a range of sizes and materials for today's on-the-go photographers. Me Photo. Travel light, set up fast, have fun, be brilliant.
In this episode, we are joined with Karaminder, who doesn't have a last name.
I do have a last name, just nobody bothers to know it.
Yeah, and it's not needed because
they don't need to know. That's right. I'm like Madonna or Prince or
herpes.
Are there different types? I'm curious.
Just one name. One name things where you just have one name.
Types. Well, there's no more types of Karaminder. There's just Karaminder, so it doesn't apply. There you go. Argument null.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't arguing.
I wasn't either.
Yeah. So, Karaminder, thank you.
I'm just adversarial.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
For some reason, you feel like you have to fight us right now, don't you?
No, I don't.
You just need.
Well, it is your show.
Are you a physical person?
I'm not. I mean, yes.
Would you say you're more
more friendly physical than violent physical?
Which means you're cuddly.
Yeah, it does mean.
Would you say you're more physically? Are you more physically competitive or more intellectually competitive?
Absolutely intellectually competitive, because if you look at me, you would be like, no way that guy is physically competitive whatsoever. Especially my girlfriend. She says that all the time.
Really?
She wins all the time, too.
Really?
Yes.
She beats you up?
You know she does, because you can't hit a girl back, right? You know that, right? Okay, we're getting off topic. Keep going. This is good. I like this line of questioning.
What type of photography do you do?
What type of photography do I do? Thanks for that question, Gary.
Yeah.
I do portrait photography. Not many people know that. Sorry, that was Michael Caine, which is terrible.
That was your
That was your Michael Caine?
That was my...
Oh, they said
cocaine. That was my Michael Caine. Yeah. Not many people know that. That's
all right. Honestly, I want to find, and I think I've mentioned this to you, I want to find a Michael Caine impersonator to do our voice for season 5.
Rob, I've already hired him.
Did you really?
Yeah.
All right, good.
So that's how far behind Rob is.
No, I talked about it with the crew like a while ago. I talked about it with Sean probably a month ago. So.
Yeah, and I've already found and hired and paid him.
You guys, this is interesting.
So it's not. You want to talk about you?
It's not just to get
you want to talk about you?
So get this.
So who are you? What do you do?
So I am Karaminder. I am a portrait photographer, and from that stems. Wait! He's giving you the look.
Get what?
Tell me more.
Oh, now you want to hear it?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
So for season 4, which isn't out yet, but will be by the time.
Guys, what season am I in?
5.
9.
Cinco. ESPN the Cinco. So season 4 has, as you now know, well, I hope, every single episode is an impersonation of a Game of Thrones character.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that, did you?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I hired a YouTube sensation that kills it. He's based in the UK and just murders everyone's impression. Does like 19...
Was he on Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Why do I know that?
He's doing all of the intros that are customized. And that's how much we love these freaking podcasts.
Really? You did that? That's cool.
Yeah, and it was really expensive.
Of course it was. I haven't seen the bill come in for that one yet.
Wait,
but yeah.
If we're going to talk about currency, Brexit really killed a lot of the valuation between the U.S. dollar and the British pound.
Brexit's been a bad thing.
Not for us.
Just say
spending money in the US.
I mean, when I heard the news, it was like I was crestfallen. I was heartbroken. Even
because you were born in the UK.
I was born in the UK, yes, and still my family. I have still family there. My immediate family is with me in California, and I'm going back to London in November for 2 weeks to see and spend time with my family.
So when did you
Maybe
move
you should
here?
try to stop Brexit. Maybe you should go over and reverse the course.
I should try.
You should definitely.
You should do something.
I should do something. Right? I should be the change.
Suffer. Yeah.
Is it because I'm brown?
You should definitely bring a shield.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gary.
If you're gonna try and stop Brexit, you should definitely bring a shield. Think about it.
Well, the point of my argument was that the currency's valuation is down, so you're actually getting a better deal than you were previously, Gary, for your voiceover guy.
It's a valid point. Well, of course,
That's
saving
just
money.
You know what?
say
Look
that.
at you're an optimist, and that's why I love you. You're always thinking on the bright
That's
side.
To a fault, I suppose.
That's one of the
It's
many
best way to say
reasons
that.
why you're loved. That's all. That's just one of them.
Is it blindly optimistic? I think that's probably the best way of describing it.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of our listeners might know your photo. That
Oh, yes,
that
the
the
photo.
very first
Or the
photo.
video?
or the video.
That's
Let's talk
true.
about that.
Talking
that
about
photo.
viral in nature.
Yes. So what? Let's walk us through.
I literally
what that
brought the
was.
conversation back to herpes, and you didn't take the baton, Gary.
Well, I don't want to encourage your humor. This is our show. We're the funny ones. You just answer questions.
All right, you want to talk about all about the jaw?
Yeah.
I don't know, something like 3.5 million views so far.
Yeah.
All right, the story. Okay.
I've never heard of it. What is it?
So it's a YouTube video.
Way to do
Video on
research on our guests.
Video on the
Rob.
tubes.
God.
I'm totally
If you
kidding.
knew your passwords to get into the internet, we would
Oh,
have
yeah.
this
I don't know
problem.
my YouTube password. How do you get on the
You
internet?
don't
by the
even
way?
need a password
Hey, well,
to use YouTube.
dial up.
Oh God.
I do have dial-up. It's a little slow.
It's kind of its nature.
Seriously, hit us with it.
All right,
Give
so
us
the
a
video.
story.
I remember this was in January 2012 that me and Peter recorded it, and this was a story to everything. So I was heartbroken that day, and I was scheduled to fly out, like, I think the next day, and it was the Monday after Peter had done an intensive where he had me come and assist. So that Monday, he's like, hey, I need you to help me with the video. I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. And that Monday morning, I was
Who broke your
very
heart?
briefly seeing somebody.
Who broke your heart?
I can't. Now we're friends. How about that? Okay.
Okay. All right.
So
Yeah.
somewhat of a happy ending many years later. But
Okay.
at the time, all good stories kind of begin with heartbreak. I was literally crestfallen. I was
Every
heartbroken.
every Disney movie starts with heartbreak.
Let's
And I
not glaze over the details. How did the heart get broken? You don't have to name names, but walk us through it.
Did I just show my
She
scabs?
put you
Are
under
you
the
picking up my
bus.
scabs?
She
Yeah.
just yeah.
There's scars by now.
So I was supposed to stay with her until the rest of my duration, which is just one more day. But I was then found that, okay, I'm helping Peter with a video, and I'm homeless.
She threw you
So
out.
that is the definition of homelessness, a person without a home. So I asked Peter before we get started, like, hey, do you have anywhere I could crash? And he's like, yeah, you can crash with me. And then he's like, wait, hold on, let me call my wife. So Peter is, and as loud as a big, Peter Hurley, for those that don't know, loud, brash individual, very larger than life character. Yeah, absolutely, you can stay out. Let me call my wife. Right? That's essentially what it was.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so,
That's how you stay
I got
married.
the approval, which was cool, and we just shot the video. We shot the video on an iPhone 4S. I remember
The
'Cause
Force.
When Peter's in camera, I'm directing and shooting, and it was just us two. That's it. We cut the video up, and it was for a guest blog for Scott Kelby at the time, which was, Peter was super jazzed about. He's like, oh, and maybe this is a lesson for those listening, is that you have an opportunity, let's say guest post or be on the RGG podcast.
Yeah.
You want to make
Don't blow it.
Sorry, there you go.
Don't blow that golden net.
Don't blow it.
opportunity.
Just
No,
blow
don't blow
Rob.
it. So you have these opportunities. You have to do care. You have to put in the effort, put in the work what you want to put out there. And Peter was absolutely doing that. And so we cut the video up the next day. And then I fly back and releases the video. And I was looking at numbers from other guest posts on Scott Kelby's blog. And it was, at the time, it was about 15,000 would be a good number. That would be a high, successful amount of views or readership to the blog post and views on the video. And it hit that. And that was kind of easy. And it was just around there. And that was fine. And then I don't remember if it was weeks or months later, somebody found the video and posted to Reddit, but entitled it, "Here's how you can look more photogenic in your pictures." And that's it. That was off. That's
Off to
yeah.
the races.
Yes. It
You
went
still haven't told our
everywhere.
audience what that video is really and truly about.
And
What
you
was
still
the
haven't
meat of the
told us
matter?
exactly how you got broken up with. I want details. I want the deets.
You know-
Was it
you
over
know
dinner?
what?
Was it over the phone? Was it in person? Did you get slapped?
Is there an after hours version of this podcast that I can talk about?
No,
those things?
sure. No,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
here.
No, we'll make
put
it
your
up.
put your heart out. Let's do it. Let's get into it. That's
So
why
the
this
video
is good.
is called All About the Jaw, and it was about teaching other photographers how to accentuate jawlines in their portraiture. That's what it was about. And it was, it's 15 and a half minutes
Yeah.
long, which is crazy long, but Peter's very entertaining. If you want more entertainment, read the comments.
Oh.
They're hilarious.
And that was the second time he took one on the chin that day. Sorry, no, it's
is
only
true.
funny.
That is a true statement.
yeah.
I cannot refute the facts that Gary has laid out. He would make an excellent lawyer.
Was
no,
it
he
hard
wouldn't.
was it hard to be on camera and be a model when your heart is broken? Could you concentrate?
I think, honestly, I think I was numb.
Yeah.
I think I've done some really random, crazy stuff when my heart was broken, like literally that day or the day after. Like, I remember, this was, I think, 2014, I had my heart broken, and I went to go see a psychic, which I never did before. Or, like,
Ooh, what'd the psychic tell you?
does so much stuff, so many things.
Did any of it come true?
And continuing on, we have more.
Don't glaze over these. Don't glaze over this. You wanted to be on this show. Let's do it.
I am on the show.
Yeah.
This is good. This
is good stuff?
Personal.
No.
This is entertaining. So
Now,
you
I
get
think,
your
hold
heart
on, let's
broken.
look at the value here. What
This
is
just
the
turned
lesson?
into Howard Stern.
The lesson is, I think, is
Good, finally.
you oftentimes we're almost afraid to do certain things, or we have excuses or whatever.
Yeah.
And like when I've been brokenhearted, I immediately understand. Like, I've been brokenhearted many times, guys. I have put my heart out there. My attitude is, I think this is from Love, actually. Let's go out and get our asses kicked by love.
Okay.
I think it's from Love, actually. I love that movie. How do I not know if it's from
No,
the movie?
you
or
should
not?
know this.
That movie's amazing. And so that's the attitude I've always had. Like, and my attitude still is, you just got to find the one, and that's it. I mean, you two both lovely, married,
Yep.
right? Beautiful children.
And if
Right,
we weren't
absolutely.
married, we'd definitely be married. You know what I mean?
To each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're kind of that anyway.
You don't half-ass two things. You whole-ass one thing.
Again, Gary has presented true statements of fact that can no longer be refuted.
No, Captain Obvious.
Yes.
That name is trademarked already.
Should be.
No, so the point I'm trying to make is we don't change or do something unless the pain of change is greater than the pain of not changing. I know it's kind of deep. But
Damn. I like that.
Thank you.
That's deep.
And it's oftentimes just having, I try and work daily on, like, what is the mindset I need to have? Mindset, like my attitude of everything I do, everything I think about, my pattern of thinking even, and how to be better, how to be more, how to get it to where I either define myself as successful, which, by the way, making this podcast, now I am. That's my level of, like,
this
how
is
do I
your
know you
measure
made
of
it?
success, okay.
How do you know you made it? You were on the podcast.
Shooting too low, buddy.
Don't tell me that now. Like, I'm just
Sorry.
don't-
All right, keep going.
You know what you just did? It's a phrase I use in life. You know what you just did? You broke my crayons. If you're ever in, like, this whole show is all about, like, just advice. If you're ever with somebody and they break your crayons, they constantly break your crayons.
Call
like,
them out.
Not necessarily call them out. Just fucking cut them out to life. Like, cut
your
them out.
Maybe your
Are you
crayons
going to cut me out
should've
of your
been there.
life now because
No,
I'm
not
saying
you,
you're shooting
Phil.
too low? Because listen, I think we're the
You gotta
zenith.
break. You broke one crayon. There's still some more in the box.
Listen,
okay?
What color was that crayon?
Pink.
Pink crayon. I'm going to tell you this right now. There's no more fun or exciting place to be than right here with us.
That is why I'm here. Again, you guys keep stating facts that I cannot refute. Help me out here. Give me content to work with.
Okay. Here's another fact.
What's that?
Gary and I are the best in the business, hands down.
No, Rob, that's not.
You're the best in the business right
That's
now. I
not-
mean, I had a podcast previously, so yeah, of course.
Okay.
I don't agree with that. I don't
I
think
don't
we're the
either. I'm
best.
just going to say okay, but that's bullshit.
Not even close.
Wait, I'm trying to figure out what side of the argument you're presenting against, because I'm a bit lost.
I don't know what's going on at this
Good.
point.
Where were
I didn't
we
know
in
if you were
this story?
self-defecating
No,
or...
no, of course not, because that's not my style. Are you kidding me? That's not.
I once walked in on Rob self-defecating. It was messy.
Oh, I meant self-deprecating. Oh, my goodness. My words.
No.
My
Yeah,
words.
your words are better.
My
Karaminder.
world.
Your words are much.
Self-defecating.
You just got that?
It took me a while. I said it, too.
Just got it.
Yeah. No, they're just factual words.
I don't think a joke is funny until the producer cracks up.
He has no idea what's happening.
He's sleeping right now. He's the only person I know that can sleep with his eyes
He's
open.
laughing now. Okay, you
Yeah.
got a joke. In
Last
this.
night at 4:30 a.m., we're getting waffles, and he is asleep with his head in whipped cream. It was insane.
Almost did. He was nodding towards
Rob,
me.
Maybe it's-
Rob,
hey,
we
hey.
take luxuries with podcasts.
Maybe it is where
Oh,
his
you lie.
comfort
Okay,
place is.
right.
Maybe he likes a head full of whipped cream.
Is that true, Justin? He's onto something.
Hey, that's his thing. Let him be.
He's all
All right.
tuckered out.
I
all
say
tuckered
let
out.
people make their own mistakes.
Yeah.
True.
It's important.
How do you feel about making mistakes?
I think that's I purposely try and do that. Like, well, this show, but I was going to say that. Thanks now, Rob.
I said nothing.
And that's
I knew what you were thinking, though.
And that's
You were
the problem.
thinking it.
No, Karaminder, you did not.
You got me then. I will concede defeat.
I have no idea where we were in the story.
Well, that's why you're not in charge.
Wait, there's someone in charge?
I am.
It's actually, that's the cool thing about
Actually,
us.
yeah.
Nobody's in
I
charge.
feel like this is the most meta this podcast has
We're
got.
kind of co-in charge, and yeah, it's perfect.
I'm just going to let that hang in the air for a little bit.
See, let's
Just,
how long.
you know
lo-
what? Just
long,
listen to the
awkward
sounds of
silence.
New York. We've got a little bit of beeping outside. Something's backing up next door. The violins are playing, and the gallery is having an opening with Tom Huck's work.
Yeah.
A St. Louis native.
Right now, it's Friday night, October 27th. It just turned
8:08.
8:09.
Where are we, guys?
Oh, 809.
We're on 526 West 26th Street. We're right by the
In
Highland.
a very secret location.
We're in a
Lindsay
secret
Adler's
location.
studio.
Lindsay,
Rob,
Oh shit! That was
they could come. They could literally come right now
yeah.
if we were live
They
streaming this.
could. Because they'll be listening to this in 5 months. They
Who's
could come
they?
right now.
Who's they?
Whoever our audience is.
The dozens and dozens. And I'm one of those dozens, by the way, who listens to the show.
You're more of a baker's dozen, if I were to.
Thank you. That
Yeah.
is the literally nicest thing you've ever said to me, Gary. And I appreciate that, and I'm very thankful about that. Can we talk about gratitude?
Sure.
Can we talk about that since Gary, you've gotten me on that topic. Thank
Gratitude's
you.
important.
Yeah.
I think gratitude is insanely important. I had I'm going to ruin his name. I was lucky enough to hear a talk by Sean. I want to say his last name is Achor, Achor.
Archer.
Archer?
Oh, no,
Do you know?
wait. No,
It's
no,
like a
no.
happiness guy.
No, no,
Sean
no.
Archer is
yeah.
the
Sean
pseudonym
Baker.
name for the
For a
Russian
Russian photographer.
awesome photographer.
Oh.
And it's also taken from a Nicolas Cage movie called Face Off.
That's true. That is Sean
Nicolas
Archer.
Cage.
That's
and
a
Face
good
John
Off.
movie.
Travolta.
Let's
Don't-
talk about-
Don't forget
That
the
is
other
a-
half of that movie, which was John Travolta.
But let's talk about where the true talent lies, and that's Nick Cage.
Oh,
John
yeah,
Travolta's an asswipe.
No,
That's just
Nick Cage acted the crap out of that movie.
Yeah, and by acted the crap out of it.
As he did with Raising Arizona, which is one of the all-time greatest films ever made. You don't know it.
I haven't not seen it. I'm
Coen
sorry, so I
Brothers.
will not comment.
You haven't seen it either?
Oh no, I've definitely seen it. That's pretty good.
Oh, it's great.
All right, so gratitude.
Yeah, all right, you have the
You
attitude
know how
for
people
gratitude.
think people try and look at maybe something bad happens to you, but yes, you can look at the brighter side or the silver lining, but really being thankful about things, and just it's not only just being thankful, like having that mindset, but communicating that as well. Meaning, I think one of the great phrases is praise publicly, criticize privately.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you ever see like someone who's just acting like a
Crime
dick-
acts silently is the third part of that.
Again,
No, but that's
this
always
is a statement
that's always
I cannot
cut off.
refute.
That's always cut off the statement. There's a third part to it. Rob,
There's a reason it's cut off the
the
set.
king of crime acting. How do you feel about that?
That's cute. That's
Isn't that
cute.
cute? Gary's cute.
Yeah, it's good. Very
Anyway,
cute.
this is a photography podcast. Let's talk pixels.
Really? I was going into spirituality.
Oh, wait, are we still talking about
He
gratitude?
never finished gratitude.
Oh,
No,
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
I'm
No,
sorry.
the point of what
I'm
I'm
a
trying to say
mess.
is that be verbal about it. Whether you write an email, whether you write a card. Some people are really good with that way. And when was the last time you received a handwritten note that just said thank you for anything?
About 11 minutes ago.
3
Oh,
weeks
brilliant.
ago, David Parrish sent me a handwritten note.
He is such a nice man. I met him in Chicago.
Yeah, I like.
He's a lovely
I'm
dude.
a fan of
That's
David
nice.
Parrish.
That's lovely. It's a long.
We're literally watching each other see who was going to break it.
Break. I know. I'm sitting.
Rob, you lost.
No, well, you know what? I was looking out for the audience.
You did.
I was
You did the
thi-
Captain Obvious thing. Though.
I was thinking, shit.
Like, yeah, did
They're
they?
gonna
Did they
be
stop
like, they're gonna
talking?
be
Did
like,
they?
what the hell just happened?
Are
And,
they all
and
dead?
this is the episode where everyone unsubscribed.
Or
Because that long awkward pause we just had.
or
All right.
becomes the best subscribed podcast
All
on
right.
iTunes.
Gratitude. You have the
would be
attitude for
cool.
gratitude. Let's
No, that's what I was just saying. I was
Yeah.
saying that be effusive with your gratitude.
effusive.
Oh, excellent word.
Excellent.
These are good
Actually,
words.
we haven't
It's a-
given out points this season for
10 points to Karaminder.
10 points. 10 points.
10 points. What's the high score?
Previously?
Yes.
It was 0.
I'm doing well.
You're
That's gone very well.
That's gone very well for you.
This is
You're
good.
in the lead, Karaminder.
This is good. And we still have more of a show to do.
Yes.
You guys want to talk pixels?
Sure.
Nah.
Let's talk pixels.
Nah. This stuff's more exciting.
All right, let's talk more about this. Like, okay, can I ask you guys questions? You guys always ask other people questions. Can I ask you guys questions?
Yeah,
How
sure.
much does the audience know about you two?
I don't know. Probably a lot.
Besides
Way
the fondling.
too much.
If you read back pages, you probably know a lot.
Well, oh dear, I don't want to know how much the financial transaction was between you two.
It was more of a
Pretty cheap.
cash. We were more of a cash-based
It was-
business.
Was it
one of those-
under the table?
It was one of those sordid, cheap things.
Let's just say it
someone
was
talk about.
over the table.
Oh,
Yeah, this is not good. This is not going well. This bit's
No.
terrible.
Yeah, no,
It's,
we'll cut that out.
Yeah, hopefully
it's a
we do.
bit.
It's
It's a bit.
No, you guys, you started this. You're here. You're still friends. But really, like, what is it that you love about the other person? Like, what are you thankful for Gary, Rob? Well, I'm asking you first.
What am I thankful for Gary for?
Yes, and try and be somewhat sincere.
Well, clearly it's a sense of humor and a sense of timing. No, I'm thankful for Gary for a lot of things. He brings an enormous amount to the party that I could never do.
This is true.
I think we complement each other very, very well because we have very different sets of skills and categories that we can accomplish. I think we naturally play off of each other well. There's a lot to list.
I think that's a very good list. I think it's very commendable what you said. Now, hopefully, Gary doesn't go tits up on this, but Gary, what are you thankful for Rob for?
He's got nothing.
Yeah, I know.
I've got plenty of things.
He's got nothing.
So
here we go.
the nice thing about Rob and I's relationship is that we're very different, both in age, which actually turns out to be a really good mix in terms of business partners. I think if you're the same age as a business partner, which I've had in the past, it's different. It might work for some people. It's working to our advantage in this situation. Different parts and different maturities in your life. You're able to do different things, have different conversations. So when we're in meetings, we can talk to an audience or two people, a marketing director, whoever that might be, completely differently. And it's coming from two different generations. That's good.
Yeah, the generational gap is actually really positive.
It's kind of the best of both worlds.
In so many ways.
Tell us more.
Well, I think that I bring things to the business because I'm seasoned. I've been doing it for a long time. I've seen certain things. And I have an understanding of how things can work or possibly should work. I have experience in some of those things. And I'm not saying that Gary doesn't have experience, but what he does have is he also has an incredible understanding of technology and new ideas and ways to do things differently that aren't in my lexicon because they weren't something that I either grew up with in the business. It was never part of my fabric. So he's got a whole set of skills and a whole set of approaches to things based on the fabric of his life that I never possessed.
Yeah.
And when you can marry those two, it gives us a real opportunity to cater to clients, to cater to partners, to cater to our customers in ways that we couldn't if we only came from the same fabric, right?
And listeners, I was going to ask.
Yeah, everybody.
And for example, so this podcast is a good example of something an idea that I was like, you know what, this works because Rob, you love Howard Stern, and at one point early on, I asked you if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing? He said, I'd probably do a talk show. So going into that, I would have never, ever, for once, tried to do this podcast on my own. Because I want it to be unscripted, and two, like when you kind of like run out of things to ask or say, Rob fills in really nicely. So it's able to like give me a break from going back and forth. And then the other reason is I just really love the opportunity to make fun of Rob and have that be last
That
forever.
is literally why I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
both of you guys are mean.
Yeah.
To me.
But we love you.
But you're both mean to me.
But it's also
Yeah.
how we show affection.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't care about you, I would not want to make fun of you. I would be the most polite person you've ever met.
Is that right?
Yeah, like
Good friends make fun of each other.
Absolutely, and tear each other down and build each other back up.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you
That's true.
call them out, and that's what you do.
Yeah.
Because if you care, And they're going to be able to take it, of course. And if they can't take it, then really, I don't think you guys are, or those, not guys, but those two wouldn't be friends, really, if they couldn't take it. But they understand where each other's coming from, and they have the best interest of the other person at heart. And they
I
have
think we got that. How many years
ability to share that.
Is it 7 yet, or is it 6?
Maybe 7. Yeah. I don't know.
Do you remember what year you started?
I know. I don't.
I
We could go back into
some sort of
somewhere
record.
There's some sort of record. There's some sort of financial record.
There's some sort of cancel check.
Where your bank account just started taking
a dive. Where the misappropriation of the funds started to kick in.
Yeah.
How much beer did we buy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
all
there
of
you
it.
go. Yeah.
All
That's
of it,
usually
yeah.
the first question, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So this is the first time in the podcast we've ever had the tables turned on us completely.
Why do you think that is?
He turned the tables.
Most people are nervous.
He was nervous. His British accent came out, and he was nervous.
This is true.
Most people, they're just on the defensive. A podcast is all about defensive and just reactionary to what's going on. You, my friend, have gone on the offensive, which it's cool.
Is it? How many points is that worth?
Oh,
It's actually -12, so now you're -2.
I'll take it. I'll still take it because you know what? Beautiful
See,
thing
I
happened here.
would score opposite. I'm from a different fabric. I'd score it the opposite way because the best defense is a good offense, right?
Absolutely.
So I would have
Unless you're
given you
the
30
men's
points,
US
and I already
soccer
gave you
team.
10 points. So
But then you got -12, so you got to do the math.
I
now.
put
So
you
I'm
at-
at
I put you
positive
at-
28,
no. I put you at 40, right?
and then
So,
he gave
yeah.
me -12.
Oh, then,
so I'm,
yeah.
I'm still at 38.
You're at-
I'm still doing well.
You're at 28, yeah.
38.
38.
28? You gave me 30 points. I'm at
And
28.
I gave you 10 prior, so you're 40. All right. So back 10
Oh my
out,
God,
you're
the
30.
numbers are all messed up.
28.
God, this is
You're,
really...
you're positive 28 points.
I'm glad someone else does the bookkeeping, Rob.
I do the bookkeeping.
Oh,
we
dear.
have CPAs
This is where all the
doing
money is going.
We have CPAs doing the
That explains
bookkeeping.
more than that.
All right, can we talk about photography
let's
for once?
let's do that.
For fucking once. What would you say you do here?
What do I do? You know what? That's just, it is a very, and I'm not being facetious, a very existential question. Is that a lot of words? Is that
All right,
good
Oh,
words?
yeah, that's
where does the money come from?
The money comes from, and you always try and diversify your revenue streams, but primary is people hire me one-on-one, or companies hire me to do their headshots. My passion is definitely it's just working with people, right? So whether it be before we got on, Rob, I showed you like my favorite shoot that I've ever done,
Yeah,
which was self-produced,
beautiful.
was my own, which is what I wanted to do with them. I feel like, God, we're talking about photography. You know what talking about photography is? Dancing about architecture.
Dancing about
Just broke
architecture.
my mind. You just broke it.
It's hard, like, because we're on a podcast, okay, and we're talking about photography. Let's say we talk about an image, and no one's going to understand until you see it, of course. But that's
Wouldn't that
why
be the
you're
same as
dancing about
talking
architecture.
Wouldn't that be the same as talking about architecture?
No, you can talk about
No,
architecture.
it's clearly dancing about
Yeah,
architecture.
it's dancing about. It's very specific.
Why can't you talk about photography? It's tangible. It's
we can
physical.
talk about it. We can talk about it. I guess talking about images, I suppose. Talking
Yeah.
about photography is like dancing about architecture.
You should tell the people about that series that you showed me that you love, and that is beautiful.
Yeah,
Why do you love it, and what was that series about? It was self-produced.
I guess so. I am of looking around this room, a minority here.
Okay.
Right. Let's again.
It's
we're
because you
stating
have
the
long
obvious.
hair. It's because you have a lot of hair.
You have
That's
the
true.
longest hair of
That's true.
anybody.
And we're going back to the subject of virility. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Viral
Yeah.
virility. There you
Yeah.
go. I love little. We look at signs of virility in terms of male and female in classic portraiture. You remember that and showing those signs. So, I've always wanted to have long hair. I've always experimented with my haircuts too. I remember one time I had a faux hawk with a mullet, like at the same time.
That is experimenting.
At the same time, and then you know who did it 2 years later after
This
I cut
guy
it off?
Kid
fucks.
Rock?
David Beckham. Stealing my haircuts.
He did not.
He did. He had
I
a
would
faux hawk with a mullet.
I would expect Kid Rock would have done that, but Beckham's cooler.
He's way cooler.
Oh, yeah.
Like when he squinches with his eyes, he's got his butt like doing the same thing too.
You're looking at his butt.
No, it's like if it's a shot like he's on the front cover of a magazine and he's just looking at you, you're like, yeah, his glutes are so
Tight right
so
now.
tight. Yeah,
You must work out.
once or twice.
Name that movie, Rob Grimm. It's Dumb and Dumber.
About Last Night.
No, it's Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber is correct.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. Didn't
Can I
see
give
it.
you 10 points?
32 points.
Why would you give him 10 points for that?
Because it was a good reference.
One movie?
It was a very good reference, though.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
All right, 10 points it is.
Yep. Boom.
There we go. What were we talking about?
No one knows.
We were talking about the series
What am I?
that you're going to get to, but you were talking about a minority
So-
experimenting with long
so
hair.
this is, as a minority, I am a Punjabi male from a Sikh religion. So my people are the kinds of people who have beards and wear turbans, who are often confused for being Muslim and then are attacked or whether it be hate crimes, whether it be shootings in the U.S.
Good.
No, it's not good. And I actually learned photography through volunteering in my community. We have temples, we have kids camps, and I would go there and I would just shoot, and I would shoot candidly, and that's how I learned. And I've always had this kind of connection to my community to keep helping with that. In Wisconsin, in Oak Creek, I don't remember the year, I'm so bad, but we had a crazed gunman come into a temple and shoot it up and kill a bunch of people. And so I remember we had vigils even in San Francisco, and the only thing I felt that I could do is just communicate what is happening, and I do that with my camera. And I did that, and even those images went far in my community as well, to just to illustrate what is happening in this minority community who probably don't. And again, my community is much like any Asian community where you have Tiger Mom that says, hey, I want to be a photographer. And you're like, father's like, no, son, it's pronounced doctor.
Wait, what's Tiger Mom?
A Tiger Mom is like...
it's different from Tiger Bomb, by the way.
Yeah.
And is how
Tiger Mom is a phrase, I think it's from a book, but the
like
idea
cougar?
is that you schedule your son or your daughter like all these multiple different activities after school. So they got piano practice, they got sports, they have it's a full jam-packed day.
Yeah.
Yes, because the kind of almost ambitiousness for the child to succeed at many different things. Many different things.
Tiger Mom.
Tiger Mom.
Tiger style.
Oh, I love Street Fighter.
Name that reference.
Street Fighter.
No, it's Wu-Tang.
Oh.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah, all right, keep going.
Okay. And so it was through my community that I grew and I got better, just from the experience of just keep shooting and keep sharing. One of my highlights that I've done is there was a bill introduced in California State Legislature, and I photographed it from press conference at the temple through the many phases of government, our state government in Sacramento, California, each having great community support. And I think it was AB 1964, I want to say. God, I'm so terrible. I can't remember it. That's probably wrong. But it was about how if you were fired from your place of work and it was due to a religious thing, whether it be if you're Jewish, I guess you're taking Sabbath, or Seventh-day Adventists, or if you're a Rasta guy and you got fired for smoking weed on the job, I suppose.
You got weed, yeah. If you're a Rasta guy, you got weed.
Right? But it's if you were fired or removed because of a religious reason, that it basically clearly defined the law to say that is discrimination. You can sue or get retribution for that. Is that the right word?
Yeah. Retribution.
So documenting that all the way to where Governor Jerry Brown signed it and made it into law, all the way. And there was so much community support at every single step that there's not just my community, but people of all different types of faiths, of all different people of colors coming out to support. And it was a beautiful thing. And I just photographed that, kept it going.
That's
and
awesome.
I'm just proud of that. And then most people think oh, it's just a clarification to a law. But there's the human story, right? And that I thought was
That's
very
what you
powerful,
wanted to
very
tell.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's kind of there and done. And so I keep continuing to help my community. And I was honored at the Sikh Arts and Film Festival in Orange, California, a couple years ago. I got to show my work that I did in the Sikh community from my beginnings to where I was then. And it was people in the crowd. There was two people in the crowd, specifically Raj Academy, who saw it and we have to work with you. We'd love to work with you. They knew me for a couple of years already, just from my gregariousness and my ability to.
You are rather gregarious.
Why do you think that is, Rob?
Because you believe in putting your heart out there. You're all about love, and it doesn't matter how many times you get your heart broken. You're going all the way. You're putting yourself out there.
All you need is love. Name that one.
Beatles.
Finally. I threw you a bone there. That was a softball.
Anything with the Beatles, I'm gonna get, buddy.
Yeah.
That's good.
Anything.
Yeah. Thank you for that. That was a very gracious observation. That is me also practicing gratitude to say thank you.
Gratitude. It's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
So yeah, they said we have to work with you. So I said okay, and this festival always takes place the weekend before Thanksgiving, and they were leaving the country like a week after, but they were going to come to Northern California where I was. Mm-hmm. So they did come, and it also meant that nothing was available, and you can order anything even on Amazon because it's Thanksgiving. So getting things shipped next day or anything, I did get a B&H order in, and got it next day to me for the shoot. And the shoot went great. It was an all-day shoot. It was, I think, 7 different setups in total. And I would put each of them in the setup. Like, I would do a lighting setup, and I'd photograph each of them, but not the same way. Mm-hmm. Something slightly different, because one's a male, one's a female. One's an older male, and one's a younger female. So you have to understand
Change the lighting.
Yeah, slightly. Or change the situation or the pose.
He's gregarious.
Yeah.
You can't have gregarious without Gary. I'm just
I
saying.
thought it was Greg Garius.
Yeah.
Can it be both?
Okay, Gregory. We will continue. And so is that a good enough story for you for that?
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
Good?
That's good.
Okay. That's what I produced one of my favorite pictures of all time. I guess I learned my style of, my culture is also very, Punjabi people were invaded by the British, right? We had British Raj in India for many years.
Right.
And so, you were talking about I listened to the podcast you had with Maurice Yager of the Headshot Crew. Amazing
That's a
guy.
soft J,
So
by
good.
the way.
Yeah, Maurice Yager. That's correct. Yeah,
right, correct.
And why did I bring him up? I forgot why. But
I know you were
Because
listening
he's
to
so
the
damn
podcast.
handsome.
he is very handsome. He's a very smart, intelligent man too.
Yeah.
Very good.
Not to
Is he-
mention an awesome beard.
Yeah,
And he's also
great
sitting.
beard.
He's also sitting right.
When you asked him if he was a runner, I can't believe he didn't tell you that he used to play soccer.
he
He did tell us.
He did?
He didn't tell us he was a runner. He told us
Must
he
have
was
went to the bathroom at that
He was a
part.
serious soccer player, though.
He was. He's super serious.
Like it was the deal.
Yes. All right. So background. So there's a British Raj, of course, and we learned hierarchy. That's why I thought of Maurice, is because you were asking about hierarchy of headshot.
Oh, right,
crews.
because he's the deputy.
He is the deputy. I'm the jaw.
The jaw?
Yeah. Well, it's more really, if you define it, it's more business
he
development.
takes it on the
but yeah.
chin.
Thank you very much. You got one. You got one, Gary.
Look, no, I have 10. Now that's 11.
Yes,
Yeah,
I said it twice. You got
Okay.
12.
12.
There you go.
Wow. What's the jaw?
So the jaw, this is short for the jawline, the video we talked about earlier from YouTube.
Oh, jaw. Yeah,
It's okay.
okay,
It's
sorry,
callback
sorry.
humor.
I
It's
know.
all right.
Well, all right. Yeah, I was thinking deputy and hierarchy in terms.
So we
of,
have this royal kind of lineage and understanding that was kind of really kind of, I don't know, pushed onto us, or just that's what we learned, and that we assimilated with that culture in the British Raj. And so there's a lot of royal aspects in how we do things and how we interact socially in our culture. And so these images that you see are kind of a representation of that, like a very royal regalness. And I think that's my style. That's what I'm good at. I think that's a
royal regalness.
Yeah.
Is your style?
It's kind of weird, but it's what I have.
No, that's not weird at all. It's really cool, and clearly there is that pathway that you see in your history, and in your community, and in your religion that has given you that kind of line, that lineage for what is now your photography. That's cool.
Yeah, and I've leveraged that, because I am a minority, because I'm probably the only brown man in the room with the most difficult to pronounce name, that people ask me, "What's your nickname?" And I said, "You haven't earned it."
You don't have a nickname, do you?
Well, my girlfriend calls me nicknames, but those are pet names.
Yeah, they're cute.
Like
Same
Bunny?
with my family.
Like Bunny Bear?
No, Gary,
Sugar
not
nip-
like Bunny Bear.
Sugar nipples?
Yeah, Sugar Nipples.
It's getting closer, but no. I literally was thinking of sugar on nipples and how good it would be to taste some sugar right now. That's what you've made me do. Now everyone else is thinking of that.
I have that effect on many people.
This is true. This is very true.
It's just the way it goes.
5 bonus points. Yours.
Thank you.
-6 bonus points.
You can't just point to me and give me negative.
Yeah,
six.
you have to have a
just
reason.
did that.
But you have to have a reason, Gary.
Why?
I don't like them.
That is not showing gratitude.
No. Just because he's on the show showing gratitude doesn't mean I have to. This is not how this works.
I know that we're probably way over time, but I really have enjoyed speaking to you both.
Yeah, fun. You too.
I don't mean to end the show. I
Well, you just did.
Did I?
Where can
Thanks
people
for-
go to find your work?
Where can people go? They can go to my. Oh God, this is like You know, I own this. If you can spell my name.com will take you to my work.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not.
If you can spell my name,
Karaminder isn't that hard to spell.
Yeah, Karaminder, Karaminder.com. But if that's too difficult, then type in if you can spell my name.com.
It's Kara, Kara, Minder,
Which rhymes with Tinder.
Minder.
Yeah.
Which don't go to Carrot Tinder because that would be
What?
Here, no, I got
I tell you
I got a
that-
jingle.
Okay.
KARAMIDER.com.
I think you forgot the end.
KARAMINDER.com.
I think the spelling is all lost on you, Gary. That's not correct at all.
I can't spell and sing and come up with a jingle.
Let me share this, guys. So
KARAMINDER.com. Nailed it.
minus 5 points. And then we get
That was the correct spelling, though, yeah?
minus 11
It was,
points.
but it was just terrible.
Yeah.
It was just a bad bit.
Well, all right. Let me try it one more time. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. God.
No, I was going to tell you the origin of my name and a story about that too. Is that the first part of my name, Karam, Karam, is the root word Sanskrit is karma, right?
Oh, cool.
And so, and then Inder just means kind of God, if you will. So another way that Karam is kind of translated, or karma is translated is grace. Like, you know, grace you with a presence and things that graced you in your life. So
The grace
kind
of
of direct
Gary.
translation is the grace of God. And learning that translation when I was younger, it feels like I've grown into that. So when you talk about gregariousness and my love for other people, that I feel like that's
presence.
It's literally like my name. It's my name. It's crazy. For me, it's crazy that either the concept of growing into a name, or being named and then becoming it.
That's why they chose names. I mean, think about it. I mean, that's what people have historically done. They've given their offspring specific names because of who they want them to be and what they think they can be. Yeah.
And I remember last names usually were given for occupations.
Yeah, in some cultures.
Woodman.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
of Kate, by the way. I don't know if you interviewed her yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
did,
right.
like 2 days ago. She was amazing.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
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 I love Kate.
And like Robert, row, hard work, he's rowing. Burr, he gets
For burping.
cold.
I'm not sure.
And Turt.
Turt.
I don't know what what's the Turt mean?
I'm just laughing at Turt. Plus 5. Plus 5 points.
Turd is really pretty funny.
I'll give you plus 5 points. It was negative points until you said Turt.
Yeah.
Then you literally had me at Turt.
Then he converted.
I had you Turt.
Oh, yeah. That's where people can find me. On my website, I'm probably more active on Twitter, at Karaminder. If you can literally spell my name. Wait, that's a horrible use of the word literally. If you can actually spell my name, that's
you're
a better way
going
of
to
saying
get you. There's no other
it. Yeah, you find
Karaminder
me.
out there?
I am. There is another.
There are a lot of them.
There is
Maybe.
another. And his name is Colonel Karaminder Singh. He shares my first and last name, but he's a colonel. He's in Patiala, India, and he runs a school for the deaf and blind.
He's a colonel.
Yes.
How come
And
you
you
don't have a
like to
title
have
like
the
that?
deaf and blind serve you food. There's a connection.
Oh, we're going back to the
back
dining
to
in the
his
dark. This
dining
is-
in the dark.
This is
Yeah.
it's a good callback.
Yeah.
Plus 5 points.
Full circle.
That makes
yeah.
me win.
Yeah, that's what Dining in the Dark does employ blind people to do that as well. But I don't think in Patiala that there's much of a market for that kind of a business.
You might be related to him. You guys both love the deaf and blind.
Apparently, don't know
One-
how that comes.
One helps them, and one, makes them serve him. If you think of it that way, you could try it.
Negative 10 points.
Yeah,
Damn it!
Negative.
I was ending so strong.
No,
Yeah,
no.
I'm
but
falling
you
apart.
just
You blew it.
You cliff
You pushed
lined
too
it at
far.
the end. You got to over the cliff.
Sometimes you got to know when to stop.
I have a problem
you
with
got to
that.
know when to hold them and know when to fold
You
them.
need a
bro.
regulator.
Know when to run.
Sometimes you need a regulator. A governor.
Mount up.
It's pronounced govna.
Governor.
Who does a better govna? Govna.
Governor.
You're both terrible.
Fuck.
Terrible.
You're both
Look at you,
rubbish.
you're both
Both
rubbish.
complete rubbish. Just nothing but twaddle out your mouths.
All right.
Twat.
All right.
Twaddle.
So,
People should go to iTunes, rate this podcast 5 stars.
yeah. That's
Right?
what I
You should
say.
give it 11 stars. 'Cause five's a little low.
I know. Okay, rate it
But
twice. but give it 5 stars and then 5 stars. But don't rate it again. Give it 1 star, which would be 11 stars.
That would
So
be a
don't do
problem.
that.
So let's do 10 stars.
10 stars is good.
5 and 5.
10 stars is good. And you don't even have to write anything. You can just give it, you can just hit the stars and that's it. Can you put a link in the show notes so they can tap it and quickly go into iTunes and be able to
it's on the
leave a
page.
review real
Yeah,
quick?
we've got technology.
That'd be really nice. That'd be really convenient.
There's technology. Yeah.
Yes.
There is technology.
You have the technology. You can rebuild him.
You can. Yeah.
Yeah. $1 million man.
Yeah.
$6 million.
I've been rebuilt. I got metal parts. It's cool.
He is. He does.
I do.
You are part machine.
I am.
Literally, like
He
when
has
people
a-
say, like,
he has a
Rob, you're a
titanium
machine.
nut.
Like they were not kidding.
No, they're not kidding. I've got titanium in my body.
He has a titanium nut.
Can I say every time?
No, I have a wooden nut.
I want to share this.
Whittle
Oh, a
myself.
wooden nut and a titanium nut.
This is the reason why I love you guys. No, seriously, guys, I love you guys. I love seeing one big reason and one big draw coming to a conference like Photo Plus or WPPI is that I love being able to see you guys. I know you guys are going to be here. I love the energy that you bring. I love the care that you put in your work, especially even this product and your teaching products.
Thank you.
And the selection of your instructors are mint. Or some people say choice.
Nice.
Nice.
That's lovely to hear. That's a good thing.
Well, thank you so
You know
much.
what? Actually, I'm going to say this with a little bit of gratitude because I was thinking about this this morning. Because last night, the party was amazing. It was unbelievable. And I don't think I've laughed that long or that much in ever.
How funny was it when they changed the voice on Peter Hurley?
Every part of the night was
Did you see that?
Would you stop? I'm trying to be.
Oh, when it got all slow?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Trying to be
Carry,
grateful.
Rob.
But I was going to say, I think the night was so enjoyable because we've had these deep relationships that we've been building over these years, and our opportunities to get together and see each other here, just like we are, and it's been amazing to build these relationships and how much fun we have with all these people in this community. The photo community is awesome.
And most of the time at conferences like this, we do get to meet and even just, I do make the intention of just like touching, like meaning a handshake, hand on the shoulder, high five, just that sense of touch. It gives us little brain chemicals that make us feel good. And oftentimes there are very kind of these almost shallow interactions.
Well, yeah, there's a ton of nonsense here. I mean, let's
Right,
call it out.
but-
There's a ton of nonsense. There's a lot of glad handing. There's stuff that is, rather trivial. But there are some really amazing, deep relationships that have been built over the course of years.
Yes.
It's cool.
And remember to make someone feel great, even in those short interactions. If you can make someone feel great, or just like just say, "Hey, how are you doing?" Like just slow down. That's really great. That's actually I won't even say it's a strategy because I don't even think about it. I just do that because I care. Because I'm like, what's going on?
You know why? Because you put yourself out there. You got that lovely heart of yours that you love, and it doesn't matter how many times it's going to get broken.
One might even say you're gregarious.
You're
Has
going
anyone
out
ever told
there,
you that?
Do I put the care in Karaminder?
Yeah, I think so.
You totally put
The Care and Care Bear, for sure.
I wish I'm doing the Care Bear stare where I'm pointing my tummy at you.
All
And
right.
on that note.
And on that note, to download this episode and the entire season 5 from Manhattan, from Photo Plus Expo 2017.
Live from Manhattan.
We're not live.
Those
These are
sirens-
pre-recorded.
I know, they're
These are
pre-recorded.
pre-recorded. Yeah.
Those sirens you hear are not.
Oh my God.
They're not where you are.
We were so close to wrapping this
All right,
up.
let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Wait, I got something to add. We recorded this on video. Hopefully, we didn't run out of footage or SD card. No, it's good. He says it's good. This is on YouTube too. Should we give a link to them? But it's at the end of the show. Why would they want to watch it at the end of the show?
It'll be in. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll do it.
We're smart. We're smart.
Technology.
We're smart people. We'll figure it out.
I'll give you the card. You guys
To
do it.
download this episode and the entire season 5, go to rggedupodcast.com.
All right, enough talk. I'm getting ravenous. I'm late for burger night. Peace out.
Season 5 of the RGG EDU podcast is brought to you by Me Video, who starts each day with one simple goal: to create really well-made, easy-to-use travel tripods in a range of sizes and materials for today's on-the-go photographers. Me Photo. Travel light, set up fast, have fun, be brilliant.